chosen one. Congratulations, it is done. That season of pain you endured, the battle that drained your strength, the nights you cried in silence while carrying a burden no one else could see, that chapter has finally ended. Listen carefully, because what I am about to speak over your life is life-changing. If you ignore this moment, you might miss a breakthrough that has your name written on it. The cycle that kept repeating in your life, the humiliation, the betrayal, the exhaustion, the fear has been broken at its root. Heaven has sealed that chapter closed. You will never have to go through that particular pain again. If you receive this message with faith, comment Amen. When I say it is done, I do not mean there will never be challenges again. Life will still bring tests. But that specific lesson, the one that nearly broke you, has already been completed. The trial that drained your strength had an expiration date in heaven's timing. What felt endless to you was never endless to God. You thought you were barely surviving, but the truth is, you were being strengthened in places you could not see. The pressure that felt cruel was shaping endurance inside you. The silence that felt empty was building trust between you and God. And even in the valley, when your prayers felt weak and your heart felt numb, God was closer than your next breath. Now that chapter has closed, and new ground is opening beneath your feet. Main content. In this new season, you will walk with a steadiness that even surprises you. The fear of repeating the same mistakes will begin to fade. The anxiety that once controlled your reactions will lose its grip. And in its place, God is planting something powerful inside you. A quiet confidence, not loud arrogance, but a steady confidence that comes from knowing God has already handled what tried to destroy you. Soon, you will begin noticing subtle shifts. Things that used to trigger panic will no longer control you. Doors that once slammed shut will begin to open with unexpected ease. And understand something clearly. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is divine protection guiding your path. If you believe God is restoring you, comment 1212, because there is something important you must understand. If you keep expecting to suffer the same way again, you will hesitate at the doorway of your own miracle. Fear will try to convince you that nothing ever changes, but that lie is being broken today. You were not chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you remained faithful in the fire. Many people would have given up where you stood. Many would have hardened their hearts. Many would have walked away. But even when you felt numb, you still whispered God's name, and that whisper was enough. There were nights when you sat alone in your room thinking no one understood your struggle, but God was there, counting every sigh, guarding you from dangers you never even knew existed. The enemy wanted your suffering to define your future, but instead, it refined you. Before we continue, open your heart in gratitude and like this video as a simple act of faith that you are stepping into something new. Let that small action be your agreement that this painful chapter is truly finished. Because what you are aligning with right now carries spiritual weight. Now understand this carefully. When God says you will never go through that again, it does not mean life will never challenge you. It means that specific test has already produced its result. God does not repeat exams you have already passed. He promotes His children forward. And the strength you gained in that hardship has now become part of who you are. You speak differently. You think more carefully. You pray with deeper sincerity. What once felt like punishment was actually preparation. In this new chapter, God is surrounding you with favor. The right voices will find you. The right opportunities will recognize you. And a deep peace will begin settling over your mind. God has been aligning circumstances behind the scenes, so do not look back at the door that closed. There is nothing left for you there. Your tears already watered that ground, and now, seeds of joy are beginning to grow from that same soil. God transforms pain into testimony. When heaven says congratulations over your life, it is not casual. It is heaven acknowledging your resilience. It is God celebrating the fact that you endured when everything tried to break you. And as you move forward, guard your thoughts carefully. Do not replay old failures in your mind. Do not rehearse old fears as if they are waiting for you again. God has already gone ahead of you and cleared the path. You are not walking into a trap. You are walking into a promise. You will also notice something changing in your relationships. Situations that once triggered conflict will begin losing their intensity. You will respond calmly where you once reacted with fear. That is evidence that healing has taken place inside you. Healing is not loud, but it is powerful. For a long time, you expected that if something good appeared, it would soon be taken away. But that expectation came from wounds, and God is now rewiring that mindset. Instead of expecting chaos, you will begin expecting stability, because the reason you will never go through that again is simple. The lesson hidden inside that season has already been learned. Every tear refined your character. Every delay strengthened your patience. Every unanswered prayer deepened your connection with God. Situations that once would have shattered your peace now only ripple the surface. That is growth. That is transformation. When God says congratulations, He is acknowledging that you passed through fire without losing your identity. You bent under pressure, but you did not break. And that resilience is precious in heaven's sight. There were moments you thought weakness meant failure, but even in your weakest hour, you still reached for God. That longing kept you aligned with His purpose. Now you are entering a calmer season of your journey, not empty, not boring, but steady and purposeful. The frantic pace of survival is being replaced by intentional living. You will have room to breathe again. Clarity will replace confusion. Decisions that once felt overwhelming will become simple. You will hear God's guidance more clearly because anxiety will no longer drown it out. God is sharpening your discernment, strengthening your peace, and aligning you with people who match your growth, not your trauma. If you receive that your suffering has ended and God is guiding you forward, comment 333. Because this chapter has been closed completely. There is no hidden extension waiting, no return of the same heartbreak. God sealed it in a way the enemy cannot reopen. Your faith has matured. Before, you trusted God when life was comfortable. Now you trust Him because He carried you through discomfort. That kind of faith is unshakable. And now God is restoring what that season tried to steal. If your confidence was shaken, He is rebuilding it stronger. If your security was broken, He is establishing firmer ground. If you questioned your worth, He is reminding you that you are chosen and loved. There will be moments in this new season when you look back and realize how far you have come. What once made you cry will no longer control your emotions, and that is when you will truly understand what God meant when He said, "It is done." You are now moving from recovery to growth, from surviving to building, from exhaustion to purpose. Peace inside your heart will become the foundation of everything else God releases into your life. And do not be surprised if opportunities begin appearing quickly. When a long season closes, momentum often follows. God has been preparing things behind the scenes. What looked like delay was actually alignment. So guard your gratitude. Gratitude will keep your heart soft and aware of God's presence. Stay close to Him even when life becomes easier. Because comfort is a gift, but connection with God is greater. You are not just exiting pain, you are entering purpose. Your story will become a light to someone still walking through darkness. Your prayers will begin changing. Less desperation, more confidence, less fear, more trust. If you believe God is leading you into lasting peace, comment 777. Remember this truth. You are not lucky. You are protected. You are not forgotten. You are guided. Every door that closed behind you was intentional. Every door opening ahead of you is deliberate. God walked with you through the storm, and He will walk with you into the blessing. This is your transition from survival to stability, from constant testing to visible favor. The storm you endured created deeper roots inside you. Your stability no longer depends on circumstances, it depends on God. And that is why you will never have to go through that same trial again, because the person who entered that season is not the same person stepping out of it. If you truly believe God has closed that painful chapter in your life, comment 999 below. And if this message spoke directly to your spirit, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next message meant for you. Because sometimes one message can change everything. Chosen one, keep moving forward. The battle is over, and your new season has already begun.